So I told my new boss, "Hey Klaus, du bist so hilfsbereit." And he got really quiet. Like, the whole room went quiet, Max. Why did the whole room go quiet?
Sarah,
What?
you called your boss "du"
Yeah, so?
in front of his entire team on your first week.
Is that bad?
It's not great. If you're learning German and nobody has sat you down for this conversation yet, consider this your intervention. Welcome to German Bridge with Max. I'm Max, and today we have a bit of an emergency on our hands. Sarah, who is, in real life, preparing for a job in a German-speaking company, has been making one specific mistake. Not occasionally, in every single sentence.
Okay, when you say it like that.
Every single sentence.
Fair.
Today we're breaking down the difference between formal and informal German, what Germans call Sie, formal you, versus Du, informal you. We're going to cover what they are, when to use them, and honestly, what happens when you get it wrong in a professional setting, which Sarah has kindly demonstrated for us.
You're welcome, I guess.
All right, let's build from zero. Sarah, in English, how do you address someone?
I just say you. Whether it's my boss, my friend, my grandma, it's always you.
Exactly. English flattened all of that out centuries ago. German did not. German kept two very distinct forms, du, informal, and Sie, formal. And they are not interchangeable at all.
Okay, but how different are they really? It's still you, right?
Let me put it this way. Imagine walking into a job interview and calling the interviewer by their first name, no title, and giving them a fist bump instead of a handshake.
Okay, that sounds bad.
That is, du to your German boss on day one.
Oh no.
Du is for friends, family, children, peers your own age, people you are genuinely close to. Sie, always capital S, is for strangers, authority figures, clients, anyone professional.
Wait, capital S?
Always. When you write Sie as the formal you, it's capitalized. It's one of the ways you know it's formal, not the pronoun sie, she, or sie, they.
German has 3 words that are all spelled Sie.
Welcome to German.
Okay, that's actually insane.
But here's what I want you to really understand. And this is the part most textbooks skip right over. It's not just about grammar. It's about respect signaling.
Respect signaling?
In German culture, especially in Austria and Switzerland too, the formal Sie is a signal. It says, I see you as an authority. I take this relationship seriously. When you use du with someone who hasn't offered it, you're basically saying the opposite.
You're saying I accidentally disrespected my boss.
What you said was, and I'm quoting, Hey Klaus, du bist so hilfsbereit. You used hey, you used his first name without permission, and you used du. 3 strikes.
3? I thought it was 1 mistake.
It was 1 sentence. 3 mistakes.
Oh my God.
Don't panic. This is fixable, but you have to understand the architecture first. So let's talk mechanics. When you use Sie, the formal you, the verb conjugation matches the Sie form, which is the same as third-person plural. Essentially, you're using the they verb form to address one person very politely.
That's weird.
It's elegant, actually. Let me give you some examples. How would you introduce yourself formally?
Ich bin Sarah. I am Sarah.
Good. Now, how do you ask someone formally, say, a client, how are you?
Wie du geht? Ugh, that doesn't sound right.
No, it does not. The formal version is Wie geht es Ihnen? How are you? Formal. And informally, with a friend, it's Wie geht es dir? How are you? Informal. Hear the difference?
Ihnen versus dir. Okay, yeah, I hear it.
Ihnen. That's the dative form of Sie. German is generous like that. The formal pronoun changes in all 4 cases.
There are 4 cases.
That's a conversation for another day. Focus.
Right. Okay, so same sentence, formal version. Wie geht es Ihnen?
Perfect. See, you just introduced yourself correctly to a German client.
I feel powerful.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
Now, here's something that's genuinely interesting and a bit tricky for learners. In Germany, switching from formal to informal isn't something you decide, it's something that's offered. Offered? Like, what does that look like?
There's actually a phrase for it. When a senior person wants to move to a more informal footing, they might say, Wir können uns duzen. We can use du with each other.
And you just accept?
You accept, gracefully. You might say, Gerne, gladly, or Das freut mich. That pleases me. And from that moment, the relationship shifts. It's almost ceremonial.
That's actually really beautiful, like a trust unlocked.
That's actually a good way to put it.
See, I'm not just making mistakes over here.
No. Sometimes you also make accurate observations. It happens. Let's go practical. You have a meeting tomorrow with a German client you've never met. Walk me through how you'd open.
Okay, Guten Morgen, Herr. Good morning, Mr. Wait, what if I don't know if it's Herr or Frau?
You'll know from the email. Germans are very precise in their signatures. But let's say it's a man, Herr Müller. Go ahead.
Guten Morgen, Herr Müller. Wie geht es Ihnen?
Excellent. That's correct. Professional, warm, respectful.
What about email? Like, how do you open a formal German email?
Great question. Never, and I mean never, start a formal German email with Hey or Hi. You open with Sehr geehrte Damen und Herren. Dear ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know the person's name, or Sehr geehrter Herr Müller, / Sehr geehrte Frau Schmidt, Dear Mr. Müller, / Dear Miss Schmidt, if you do.
Sehr geehrte, that's so formal. It literally means like, very honored.
Essentially, yes. Sehr geehrt means greatly honored or highly esteemed. It sounds over the top in English, but in German professional writing, it's just standard.
And how do you sign off?
Mit freundlichen Grüßen. With friendly regards. That's your go-to. Always.
Mit freundlichen Grüßen. Got it? That's going in my email template right now.
Good. And one more thing, if someone emails you with du first, you can mirror it. If they use Sie, you use Sie. Always match the register of the person above you in the hierarchy, or the person who initiated contact.
Match the register. Okay, that's like a golden rule.
Write it down.
Okay, wait, I have to ask. What if you genuinely forget? Like, you're in the middle of a meeting and it just slips out. You use du when you meant Sie.
It depends on the context. If it happens once and you immediately correct yourself, most professionals will let it go. Germans are not completely without mercy.
Not completely without mercy. That's very reassuring, Max.
What you do not do is panic, over-apologize, and spend 3 minutes explaining that you're still learning. That draws more attention to the mistake than the mistake itself.
So just correct and move on?
Correct. Continue. Don't flinch. Confidence is respected in German business culture. Fumbling and freezing is not.
This is genuinely the most useful thing anyone has ever told me.
Well, that says a lot about the people around you.
Wow, okay.
I want to get serious for just a moment because I think this point matters.
Okay, serious Max, let's go.
A lot of people learn German grammar correctly. The verbs, the cases, the vocabulary, and they still make a bad impression in German professional settings. Not because their German is wrong, but because their register is wrong. The formal-informal distinction isn't a grammar rule. It's a cultural signal. It tells the person across the table who you are and whether you understand their world.
So it's not just about language, it's about belonging.
Exactly. When you walk into a German office and instinctively use Sie, address people by Herr or Frau and their last name, and wait for them to offer the switch to Du, you're not just speaking German. You're telling them, I understand how things work here. You can trust me. That is worth more than a perfect accent.
That just gave me chills a little bit.
Good. Let it sit.
Okay, so quick recap because I need it one more time.
Gladly. 1. Du equals friendly. Sie equals boardroom. 2. Always match the register of whoever is senior or initiated the conversation. 3. Remember, wir können uns duzen. That's your green light, not before. And 4. Sehr geehrte Schrägstrich R to open. Mit freundlichen Grüßen to close.
And don't call your boss Do in front of his entire team on week 1.
That one wasn't on my list, but yes, absolutely that.
Lesson learned.
Is it though?
Mostly.
We'll revisit. Now here's what I want you to think about before next time. You now know when to use formal German. But do you know what happens when you walk into a German meeting and someone asks you about yourself and suddenly you have to introduce your job title, your company, and your experience? All in formal German. Because that's a completely different minefield.
Oh no, there's a minefield?
There's always a minefield, Sarah. We'll walk through it together next time.
I'm nervous and excited at the same time.
That's the correct feeling for learning German. If you want to make sure you don't miss that, and honestly, you probably don't want to show up to a German meeting without it, there's a subscribe button somewhere near this video. Use it. Max's orders.
He said what he said.
Bis nächste Woche. Until next week.
Tschüss, bye. Wait, is that too informal?
We're done recording, Sarah.
Is that too informal though?